Hi, everybody, and welcome once again to a spacious, empty Griffith Gymnasium. As tonight, the Hilltopper boys will not open up, but they will have their second district game. It will be Taos who will be opening up. They have not played for 2 weeks due to COVID, so they come into the ball game tonight with a record of 14 wins and 4 losses. But they are 0-0 in district. The Hilltoppers, when they're being coached by Benito Maestas, are 8-8 on the season and 0-1 in district play as they lost to Espanola the other night in Espanola. And the head coach of the Tigers is Hernando Chavez. The Tigers have not played for 2 weeks, actually. I'm talking to Rudy, my good buddy Rudy Baca from Taos. He's the radio guy from Taos, and he's telling me that they all went down to Hope for the tournament, and Hope had a boys and girls tournament down there, and so both teams went down. Actually, they both won, and so they brought home the trophies, and they also brought home COVID. Everybody came down with COVID, all the boys, all the girls. I guess everybody that went down to Hope ended up with COVID, so they've been shut down. So they had a lot of games canceled, but they haven't played for 2 weeks now. So they're coming into the ball game. So we'll see how that affects them. They're a big team. They're a good team, 14-4, and they got some big kids. In fact, they're starting Anthony Padilla, who's 6'3", Elden Taurus, who's 6'5", and Damon Eli, who is 6'7". So this should be an interesting game tonight, Mike. Taos, of course, is always tough. They've been tough for quite a while now, and so we've had some really good battles with them. It's the last time we had a full season. We had 2 great games against Taos, the one here and the one over there. But and also the district, we played them in the district semifinal. But we'll see how things go tonight. And Hilltoppers coming into the ball game. We just finished the junior varsity game, by the way. That went to overtime, and it was 54-54. And the Hilltoppers won that in overtime, 59-57. Josiah Frescas had 19 points, and he had several opportunities to win the ball game at the free throw line. He finally, it seemed like he really didn't need him. He just pop them right in. But when they came down to the clutch, it'd roll around and rim off. He was still putting up good shots, but they just wouldn't drop for him. So, but anyway, but right now the business at hand is the varsity. So, Mike, what do you think we're going to run into here tonight?
Well, going to be a little bit interesting here, Gene. The topper, big man Mark Cleland, the 6'10", and we've seen him dominate some games recently. However, he has been doing that against smaller lineups. The Tigers tonight, one of the few teams I think we've seen in this entire season that can match up height-wise with Mark Cleland. So we're going to see how he responds. Damon Eli, who we've seen in football, and he is something else. He is a heck of an athlete, and he is 6'7". He's going to get the starting nodded on. It's going to be very interesting to see how that matchup goes down. So real quick, setting up we'll do that right after the national anthem or the Pledge of Allegiance, which we're going to have right now.
I'm sorry, the Pledge of Allegiance.
The Pledge of Allegiance we have.
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much.
The Pledge of Allegiance by Maury Pongratz and Empty Gym once again, Mike.
Yep, and and let's give you the starting lineup here this evening for the Taos Tigers. They're coached by Hernando Chavez. They're going to start a senior, Matthew Mondragon. He's 5'10", a 5'10" senior. Isaiah Gentet. Anthony Padilla, a 6'3" senior, gets a start tonight, as does Elden Taurus. He is 6'5", and the 6'7" junior, Damon Eli. For the toppers tonight, they're going to go with a usual starting core with them. Nico Garcia, 6-foot sophomore. Ryan Zeke, a 6-foot senior. Joshua Woodson, a 5'10 senior. Wesley Stanfield, who stands 5'11. He is a senior. And the 6-foot senior Elijah Ortiz going to start things off for the Toppers. Big game tonight for the Toppers. Gene had a little bit of trouble there, especially in the second half against the Espanola Valley Sun Devils the other night. Toppers are going to have to steal one away from a very good team if they want to compete in this district.
Yeah, they really are. And of course, they lost to Espanola on the road. Actually, it was a 5-point game at half, and then the Hilltoppers just couldn't get anything going in the third quarter, and Espanola couldn't miss from 3 points. So they just rained the 3-pointers down, and Los Alamos was they just couldn't get anything going. So, and that'll happen to you down in Espanola. Boy, those 3-point shooters, that's what they love to do down there. They practice that like crazy. And if they ever get hot and get going, I mean, they can burn you in no time. But we're ready to go here, and so we're going to have Ryan Zeke, 6-foot senior, and he's going to jump up against Damon Eli, and
wasn't a very good toss.
No, it wasn't. Eli easily controls the tap and brings it all the way back to the free throw circle of Taos. So they'll bring it up and bring it across the timeline over onto the corner on the right side to bring it out on top to Isaiah Jontet. Jontet will hand it over in the corner, 3-point shot from the corner, and this one's going to be taken by Elden Taurus. That's off, but the rebound is going to be picked up there by by Anthony Padilla, and the 6'3 senior puts it back in. Makes it a 2-0 lead. Hilltoppers on the other end, trying to get it pass underneath. They lose the ball out of bounds. So it'll be coming across the timeline. No press being put on by Los Alamos at this point. And what do we got? A soccer situation here. They inbounded it. No, maybe they didn't hand it to the ref or something, but
we have a Dallas Cowboys situation. Then the ref did not touch the ball. That was too bad.
It was. Yeah, so they brought them all the way back down they're all the way up into the front court. And they brought them all the way back down to get it underneath this time to Damon Eli. His shot is off. Rebound comes down to Wesley Stanfield. Stanfield up to the top of the key. Over on the right corner, 3-point shot by Joshua Woodson is off. Rebound comes down to the Tigers. Quickly up the floor comes Isaiah Jontet. He's going to hand it over to Matthew Mondragon. Mondragon into the corner to Anthony Padilla. They're trying to get it underneath once again to Damon Eli, and Eli just goes to the basket without any problem and drops it in for 2. Full court press by the Tigers right now. They get it up to Joshua Woodson, up to Elijah Ortiz, Watson. And so he just hands it off to Woodson going by him, just like a quarterback, just handed it off to him. And Woodson just came around and fired the 3. So that makes it now a 4-3 ball game. And so on the other end, Anthony Padilla answers right back with a 2-pointer. That makes it now. Let's see, that was a 3-pointer.
Yeah, they gave him 3.
Yeah, so he now has 5 points. Elijah Ortiz with it, gets it now to Nico Garcia. Wesley Stanfield, skip pass across to Woodson, 3-point shot. That's good. Back-to-back threes for the 5'10 senior. And makes it now 7-6 ball game. Underneath, it's going to go to Elden Taurus. And Taurus, good job, good defense by the Hilltoppers, but then they pass it. He passes it out, and they cook it right back to Taurus. And then all he has to do is turn around, lay it in. 6'5", 9-6 right now is the score. As two back-to-back 3-pointers by Joshua Woodson. The ball knocked out of bounds by the Tigers. Hilltoppers will inbound it under their own basket. Comes to Nico Garcia, just to the right of the key. He's going to get it on the wing over to Joshua Woodson. They're playing Woodson a lot closer right now. And they have a guy essentially on him. In fact, they're in a man-to-man defense right now. So Woodson with the ball. They have one of their taller players on him. Shot from outside, and this one is by Nico Garcia. So Nico Garcia, the sophomore from the left wing, and he cans it and makes it a 9-9 ball game. Anthony Padilla with it, and a shot taken from the outside by Isaiah Jontet. Rebound comes down to the Hilltoppers. They get it up to Joshua Woodson, and Woodson with a breakaway. He just took off down the floor, and they got it to him, and he has 8 points in the ballgame. But he just had a wide open layup. He just got away from everybody. So the Hilltoppers just heaved it down the floor, and they take the lead 11-9. So Woodson been very, very active in this. But when he saw the Hilltoppers had the rebound, he just took off. And they saw him take off, and they got the ball down to him. So right now, they ball underneath the Tigers. They lose it out of bounds under their own basket. Hilltoppers will inbound it. And I'm not the big.
We have a delay here, and I have no idea what for. I'm
not sure either. So Hilltoppers will inbound it against the press. Get it to Nico Garcia. Garcia up to Joshua Woodson, up to Wesley Stanfield. Stanfield over to Elijah Ortiz. Looked like they had a 2-on-1, but boy, I mean, coming out of absolute nowhere, Anthony Padilla, and he was able. They made a nice pass across the lane, and boy, I don't know where Padilla came from, but they had a beautiful 2-on-1 going, but Padilla trailing, and he was able to pick off that pass. Down on the other end, the ball knocked out of bounds by the Hilltoppers. Inbound, they're going to try to inbound it. Damon Eli, and
oh man,
give me a break.
Oh, Joshua Woodson just threw up, falling away from the basket. On the baseline, threw up a one-handed shot, and it went in. Boy, you talk about just not being able to miss right now. That's Woodson.
Yeah, so to get it down on the other end is Xavier Duke, and Duke, who is checked into the ball game, and he is also a 6'5" junior, and he puts it in for two. But it's a 2-point lead for Los Alamos right now, 13-11. But boy, behind Joshua Woodson, and like Mike said, he can't miss because that last time he was coming down the lane on the right side and fading away, and just kind of I don't even know if you call it a hook shot. It was more like just a zing it over the top of your head, and that thing rolled around and dropped in. So the Hilltoppers are going to inbound it at midcourt as it was knocked out of bounds by the Tigers. The 3-point shot by Los Alamos is off. That by Elijah Ortiz. Quickly down the floor from the Tigers. They get it to Isaiah Jontet. Jontet will get it underneath now to Damon Eli. They're still trying to get it underneath. They get it to Eli. His shot is up. Elden Taurus going for the rebound. And finally, Xavier Duke comes in. He's with the putback. But they're going to call a personal foul to Wesley Stanfield. And that'll be his first, and that's the first team foul. And so the foul occurring on the battle for the rebound. So it's going to be a common foul. It'll be inbounded by the Tigers under their own baseline left, and they're going to get the ball over to Jonathan Evans. 3-point shot from outside, and here goes Nico Garcia breaking down the floor, and he puts it in with the left hand. So Wesley Stanfield with a rebound, and he saw Nico going, so he just zinged it down to Nico, and Nico lays it in for his 5th point. 3-point shot from outside. Rebound is going to come down to and Nico Garcia once again. Rebound came down to Joshua Woodson, and as soon as he got it, Nico took off, and then Joshua just baseballs it down to Nico, and Nico lays it in for another 2. So the Hilltoppers jump out to a 6-point lead, but the Hilltoppers are taking advantage. As soon as they get the rebound, they've either had Nico Garcia or Joshua Woodson take off, and has been very successful so far.
And Nico, the last both of those fast breaks, Gene, he took off on the shot. The Toppers obviously feel very, very confident about the rebounding right now. Nico was off, and that last bucket that he just put in, there was nobody within 20 feet of him.
No, he wasn't, and Joshua the same way. So we've had actually 3 breakaway layups by the Hilltoppers as they now lead by 6 in this ball game. That's the biggest lead in the ball game so far for the Hilltoppers or for anybody, actually. 3:03 to go here in the first period. 6-point lead. No press being put on by Los Alamos in the ball game. Joshua Woodson, Nico Garcia, Wesley Stanfield, Isaiah Ortiz, and Ryan Zeke. So there's still the starting lineup for Los Alamos still in the ball game, and we're under 3 minutes to go. 3-point shot from outside is good. Not by Anthony Padilla. So Padilla picks up his 8th point of the ball game. Full court press by the Tigers. And they knocked the ball out of bounds. And so now they're going to drop back and they're going to set up a 1-2-2 zone press, half court press, actually. So they bring it across the timeline to Wesley Stanfield. Stanfield over in the corner. Joshua Woodson, 3-point shot is off. Long rebound is going to come down to Elden Taurus. Taurus up the floor. And he's just going to get it up the floor to Anthony Padilla. Padilla's not going to do anything with it. Now looking inside, they're looking for Damon Eli. They get it to Eli. He can't do it. Hilltoppers everybody converges on him. Shot taken from the outside. Long rebound hits the back of the iron. Rebound comes out to almost the free throw line. Right there is Damon Eli. He just grabs it, takes a couple of quick steps and big steps and lays it in. 17-16. Wesley Stanfield gets away with a walk, still on the dribble. He's going to put up the 3, and boy, he did not have the 3 that time. He forced that one and makes it 17-16. It's nice to see Wesley shooting more. Last year he was just dead automatic from 3, but this year he'd been holding off as much. And right now the basket went to Nate Gutierrez. So Nate Gutierrez picks up 2, makes it 18-17. So Hilltoppers were up 17-11. They're now down 18-17. Wesley Stanfield dribbles to the right wing, going to go down the lane, pulls up. Boy, nice little jump shot as he kind of had to go up and then kind of pedal backwards. And Wesley Stanfield lays it in for his first 2. He was about 6 feet out from the basket in the lane. But nice move, makes it 19-18. The Hilltoppers lead by 1, and Mike, this quarter's almost over.
Unbelievable.
You can believe that.
Just one foul in this entire quarter.
Yeah. And after that JV game, which took forever.
That's right.
Oh, my God, we were here half the night.
But that last basket there by Stanfield, nice take into the lane. But Wesley, who's not a super tall guy, he was in the tall timber there. The Tigers actually had that defended in the lane pretty well, but nice shot. Went up high by Stanfield and able to drop it in. But exactly like you were saying, Gene, nice to see Wesley taking a couple of those shots. He's been a little gun shy the last most of this season, actually.
So they get it underneath to Elden Taurus, and he picks up his 4th point as he was wide open under the basket. No problem for the 6'5" senior. They bring it now over to Gavin Coy. Coy to Nico Garcia with 13 seconds to go. Nico 3-point shot, almost from half court. Maybe he thought there was 1 second left. I don't know, but you're going to come underneath Isaiah Jeantet. Jeantet gets it inside, and this time he's going to get it to Elden Taurus. And, well, let's see. No, they're going to say that's Xavier Duke. So Xavier Duke will go to the free throw line, and he'll shoot 2. And that personal foul went to Ryan Zeke. That's going to be his first. That's the second team foul. And at the free throw line, Xavier Duke. First trip to the line for anybody from the Tigers. He puts in the first. He now has 3 points in the ball game. 21-19. We have 1.4 seconds remaining. And Duke's second shot is off. Rebound comes down to the Hilltoppers, and that'll do it. So after one quarter of play, it's 19-21 in a wild, fast-paced ball game as the Hilltoppers are down by 2 after 1 quarter of play. And we had, we had 2 free throw shot in that whole quarter, and that was just the free throws that were just shot by Xavier Duke. Everything else has been from the field. Hilltoppers with 3 3-pointers, and the Tigers with 2 3-pointers. So the Tigers have come up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 field goals, and 2 of those are 3-pointers for their 21 points. The Hilltoppers, well, it's we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 field goals. Is that right, Mike? And 3 3-pointers.
Yes, that is correct.
That is correct.
All right. So we are on the same page here, but very, very fast pace. First quarter there, we were stunned that the quarter was almost over. Only 2 fouls total committed in that quarter, both of them by the Toppers, and just 1 trip to the foul line. So not a whole lot of stoppage there, but very, very fast quarter. And Taos, as big as they are, Gene, they run the floor very, very well. I don't know if they can keep up that pace with the big bodies they have out there. I guess we'll see, but very impressive on both sides, able to run the floor like that.
So the Hilltoppers will inbound to start the second quarter, and Gavin Coy in the ball game right now for Los Alamos, and he's going to get it to Ryan Zeke. Zeke picks up his dribble, gets away with a walk. No, he doesn't.
I didn't think they were going to call that. That was a very late whistle. It was pretty obvious walk.
Yes, it certainly was. 2-point lead right now for Tigers. They bring it across the timeline. That's Isaiah Jean Teddy gets it to Matthew Mondragon. He light Elden Taurus and knocked away. Comes right to Wesley Stanfield. Stanfield quickly up the floor. Gets it to Joshua Woodson on the right wing. He wanted to shoot the 3. They're all over him. They're not going to let him shoot that 3. Come down to Gavin Coy. Coy dribbles into the lane, has to dribble back out. Gets to Nico Garcia. And so matchup zone right now for the Tigers. And they get it underneath to Wesley Stanfield on the baseline. His shot rims around and comes out. Quickly down the floor comes Isaiah Jean Ted. He gets it over in the corner. Now Jean Ted's going to dish it off underneath. And Coy, he just went to the floor to Wesley Stanfield. Hilltoppers bring it up, put the shot up. It's off. Hilltoppers get the rebound. Joshua Woodson with it, bounces it out to Wesley Stanfield near the half-court circle. And so they'll bring it over now to Gavin Coy. He puts up the 3. That is off. Rebound is going to come down to the Tigers. Quickly up the floor they come. I mean, in a hurry. That was Matthew Mondragon. And then a 3-point shot taken by Anthony Padilla from the left wing. And he cans it. So he now has 3 3-pointers in the ball game and 11 points. 24-19, a 5-point lead. Hilltoppers' biggest lead was 6. This is the biggest lead for the Tigers. And we're going to have let's see what they're calling here.
I'm not sure what they're calling.
They call a foul?
I don't think so. I think it must have been some sort of violation or something, but nothing definitive called. Anyway, it's going to be Taos' ball as Mark Cleland checks in the game. And here we go with the battle. The battle down low.
Battle of the biggies. Okay, so Isaiah Jean Ted. Anthony Padilla, another 3-point shot. This one is off. Long rebound comes down to Elden Taurus. Taurus gets to Isaiah Jean Ted. He comes right down the middle of the lane. Rebound comes down to Damon Eli. He's right under the basket, puts it too hard up off the glass. And so the Hilltoppers with the rebound. Nico Garcia bounces it across the timeline to Joshua Woodson. Woodson now at the top of the key, goes into the corner, and a shot taken by Nico Garcia from the deep corner on the left side. That is off. Rebound is going to come down to Damon Eli. So Eli playing a point post at this point. Anyway, they get it inside to Eli, and nice move to the basket with the left hand, but it doesn't convert. Boy, that should have gone in. I mean, he was wide open. 3-point shot by the Hilltoppers. That rims around and comes out. Rebound bounces right to Eli. He's just stood there flat-footed. Let the ball just drop into his lap. 24-19. Here comes Anthony Padilla down the lane. They're going to call him for a travel, I do believe. No, they're going to call the Hilltoppers a reach-in foul. That's going to go to Nico Garcia. And that'll be Nico's first team foul. And It'll be inbounded by the Tigers under their own basket, baseline right.
That was a heck of a jump stop there, Gene. That was. You remember Carl Lewis in the long jump? That's kind of what that looked like.
It really did. My God. So they inbounded away. Hilltoppers momentarily steal it, stolen back and by the Tigers. And the Hilltoppers grab it once again and down the floor to Nico Garcia. And Garcia in traffic this time, but he's able to get through the traffic and lay it in. He now has 9 points in the ball game. And then on the other end, they get it to Xavier Duke. And Duke loses the ball. Loose ball picked up by Joshua Woodson. Woodson's going to take it to the hole. And we're going to have a blocking foul go to one of the Tigers. And if they're going to call that a shooting foul, that is amazing.
Holy moly, I think they are. No,
he just did a quarterback slide. Okay. Joshua goes out to the free throw line and the official tells him, no.
I guess everybody on the Toppers was just wishful thinking there. It was going to be a shooting foul. That was clearly, it wasn't even close to a shooting foul.
No, not at all.
The official not buying it. So good job on his part.
So that right now that a personal foul. Let's see, no, not a personal foul. Let's see, we have Isaiah Jean-Ted that picked up the personal. Yes. That was a foul on Isaiah. They bounce it underneath to Cleveland. As he starts to go up, he's fouled by Isaiah Jean-Tet. So Jean-Tet standing there, Isaiah, 5'10", and
no, they're going to give that to Eli.
Oh, is that right?
Yep, Damon Eli called for the foul.
Oh, that was clearly Jean-Tet.
That was not Eli.
Eli wasn't even close to him. Elijah Ortiz, 3-point shot, bounces around, hits the guide wire up above the basket, so that's out of bounds. Let's see, that foul did not go to Jean-Tet. It went to Damon Eli. Amazing.
And 24-21 here, Gene. These two teams that couldn't miss in the first quarter have a combined 2 field goals halfway through the second quarter.
Yes. So a 3-point shot from the corner on the right side. Mark Cleland with the rebound outlet to Wesley Stanfield up to Nico Garcia. Nico's going to take it to the hole. Pulls up with a little short jumper from about 10 feet out. Nice looking shot by Nico. And the sophomore drops it in and makes it a 24-23 ball game. Long pass down the floor by the Tigers, and they lose it out of bounds. So the very, very fast-paced ball game, and the Tigers, I mean, they love to get going in a hurry. But that pass went awry, and so with Joshua Woodson with the top of the key. 3 minutes and 15 seconds to go. Woodson, 3-point shot. This is off. Rebound is going to come down to Nate Gutierrez. Gutierrez will bring it up for the Tigers. Going to bring it over now to Damon Eli. Eli takes it to the hole. His shot is off. Rebound comes down to Nate Gutierrez. He just takes it to the hole in all kinds of traffic. I don't know how he kept up with it. He was almost volleyballing the thing all the way down the floor, but Gutierrez picks up his 4th point, and the Hilltoppers are going to get it to Nico Garcia. Hilltoppers are 3-point happy right now as Nico takes one from way out. So everybody wants to get in the 3-ring circus right now. And that's unfortunate because you live by the 3 and you die by the 3. 26-23, Tigers up by 3. Almost they get it to Elijah Ortiz. He backs out into the corner, and the worst place you can go, and then he picks up his dribble, starts to hand it, and then trying to come around behind him was Joshua Woodson. He tried to hand it to Joshua, and they just didn't have any room over there. And Joshua actually just kind of tried to hand it to Joshua, and actually just hit him in the gut with it and went out of bounds. So the 26-23 underneath, and Anthony Padilla 3-point shot, good. So Padilla, that's his 4th 3-pointer of the ball game, and right now he has 14 points in this ball game. Long pass up the floor comes to Nico Garcia. Garcia across the timeline. over to Elijah Ortiz in the deep corner on the left side. Out on top now to Woodson, over to Garcia. Nico on the dribble, still on the dribble. Going to pull up, dish it over to Wesley Stanfield. 3-point shot by Wesley. That's off. Damon Eli with the rebound. He's going to outlet it to Anthony Padilla. Padilla deadly from 3-point line and coming right down the middle of Broadway and getting the pass from Padilla, and that's Damon Eli. So Eli will go to the free throw line. Let's see who's going to get the person on that. Looks like it's going to be Mark Cleveland. So Cleveland will pick up his first personal, and that is the fourth team foul on Los Alamos. And Eli at the free throw line. Nice looking shot up and in. That gives him 5 points in the ball game, and he'll shoot one more. And that was the fourth team foul on Los Alamos. And so one timeout has been taken in this ball game, and that was by the Tigers. That was after Los Alamos was tearing down the court time after time. Second shot by Damon is good.
So Cleveland going to check out of the ball game here after the mud. Defensively, Cleveland has been up to the task, and he's really slowed down this big man attack by the Tigers. But
so
without
Nico
him,
Garcia
we'll
with a
happens.
3-point shot. Hilltoppers they're just more than happy to shoot that three right now. They get it underneath once again to Damon Eli, and Eli going to the hole, and he's fouled. And let's see who's going to pick up that personal. And that one's going to go to Wesley Stanfield. That's going to be his second. That is the 15th foul. And we have 1:27 remaining in the half. Feels like we played one quarter and this half's almost over. Eli hit the free throw line. He was just there 2 for 2, but drops in the first. He's now 3 for 3 from the line. And so Damon's next shot, this is off the front of the rim, comes to Joshua Woodson, quickly up the floor, now to Wesley Stanfield. Stanfield pulls up near the half-court circle. I mean, all over him is Matthew Mundergone, almost steals it away. They get it over to Joshua Woodson, starts to go with a three, bring it out on top to Elijah Ortiz, back to Woodson, just to the left of the key. Woodson dribbles to the top of the key, throws up, the pass goes to over to Wesley Stanfield, knocked out of bounds by Matthew Mundergone. 64 seconds remaining here in this 64 seconds remaining here in this first half. Hilltoppers will inbound it. They get it to Joshua Woodson. Woodson over to Elijah Ortiz. He wanted to shoot the three. Everybody wants to shoot the three. Ryan Zeke with the ball right now. Comes out over to Nico Garcia. Garcia is going to penetrate into the lane. Dishes it off to Woodson. Joshua over on the left, dribbles to the left wing, brings it out on top to Isaiah Ortiz, back to Ryan Zeke in the wing. And so that he tries to dish it out to Wesley Stanfield, knocked away. Wesley is able to pick up the loose ball. And so the good defense right now by the Tigers. The Tigers essentially in a man-to-man defense and doing a good job. Elijah Ortiz, 3-point shot, that's off. Rebound comes down to the Tigers with 18 seconds to go. And I guess we're going to have a foul.
And that's going to go to Garcia. That's his
unbelievable. What was the point of that foul?
I have no idea. There was no immediate threat. There was no call for the foul. I'm not sure. Not sure what Nico thought he saw there, but that's with 20 seconds left. That is not a good time to pick up your second foul.
Well, the way it just suddenly stopped, I thought Hernando Chavez had called a timeout. 6 seconds to go. Comes to Anthony Padilla, back to Damon Eli, and they're going to try to get it in the corner. They were trying to set up Matthew Mundergone over in the left corner, and knocked out of bounds by the Hilltoppers with 1.4 seconds to go. Taos will inbound it under their own basket. They're going to try an alley-oop, and that goes awry. So not much chance there, but the Hilltoppers I only came up with 2 field goals, as they came up with 8 field goals in the first quarter, only 2 in the second quarter. Most of the shots for the Hilltoppers in the second quarter were from 3-point land. So live by the 3 and you die by the 3. And the Hilltoppers have not shot a free throw so far in this ball game. So after one half of play, right now it's 32-23 in favor of the Taos Tigers. And the Hilltoppers coming up with 4 points, and the Tigers coming up with 11 in that second quarter. So, Mike.
Well, a little bit surprising there, the way the two teams started this ball game, and then the Toppers were hot as a pistol in that first quarter, Gene, but just not much going on. They played pretty solid defense most of that second quarter, but just couldn't find much on the offensive end. Didn't have a ton of great shots either, which was a little bit surprising. The pace of the game really slowed down in that second quarter. Very, very hard to keep up that crazy pace they had in the first quarter, obviously.
Yes.
But just a couple of buckets there by Nico Garcia. So Toppers slowing down, only coming up with 4 points. And Anthony Padilla has been very, very hot for the Tigers from 3-point land, as 4 3-pointers already in the ball game, 14 total points in that first half. But like we were saying, Mark Cleland came in that second quarter, played pretty solid defense. He was not by himself. He usually is a 6'10" senior, usually has not too much to worry about there in the middle. We had a lot to worry about. Damon Eli, Xavier Duke, also there, 6'5", junior for the Tigers, and Elden Taurus. They were all battling in there, but Cleland held his ground very, very well on the defensive end, but checks out, and then checked out with about 2 minutes left in the quarter, and the Tigers were able to take advantage, getting the ball into Damon Eli. He ended up 3 for 4 from the foul line in that second quarter. So 32-23, Gene. The Taos Tigers 14-4 on the season, and have been pretty impressive so far early throughout the season so far, and then pretty impressive in that first half. So Toppers probably need to regroup. I think they're going to have to put their foot back on the gas here in this second half. That was very effective in that first quarter. But the slowdown and playing more a half court type game, that kind of plays into the big man's favor for the Tigers.
Oh yeah, it really does. And the Hilltoppers, well, they had pretty good success from the 3-point line in the first in that first quarter. They had 3 3-pointers, and then they just went to the 3. Everybody was shooting the 3, and they weren't coming very close. They weren't one of these ones that were popping in and popping out. So they just really cooled off, but they didn't quit firing, and that's one of the problems with the 3. You get the 3 going, yeah, that's great, but boy, you don't get that 3 going, and there goes your offense. I mean, you come down and fire up a long shot, and that's the end of it. So right now, it's as Mike said, the scoring. And let's see, I had Los Alamos for 6 team fouls. Let's see, actually, I think they were more than that, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know, maybe.
I have 6 here.
And what do you have for Taos?
And just 2 for the Tigers.
2 for the Tigers, right? And so
one of those foul calls is a little suspect too. The foul going to David Eli was he wasn't within 10 feet of
no, he wasn't.
the player that got fouled, so his arms aren't that long.
No, Isaiah Shontet was right there. He was the one that slapped at the ball and got the foul, and they gave it to Damon. I guess it was since they fouled the tallest topper on the floor, they decided to give it to the tallest Tiger on the floor. So anyway, so the Hilltoppers they came up with, let's see, they had 10 field goals and 3 of those were 3-pointers. The Tigers had 12 field goals and 4 of those were 3-pointers. The Hilltoppers did not shoot a free throw. The Tigers shot 6 free throws and converted 4 of them. So they're making 2 out of 3. And at the end of the first quarter, it was 21-19. The Hilltoppers were down by 2. They got outscored 11-4 in the second quarter. And right now they are down by 9, 32-23. So, and Mike, let's see, our schedule is going to have to change. As it turns out, we had originally thought we'd be able to make it to Taos tomorrow night for the Taos girls, but with all the COVID and everything else and everybody else's commitments, and I mean, you know, like just what happened to Taos when they went to Hope, they all came home with COVID. And so anyway, and with all the rescheduling, the weather, everything else, we decided that the simplest and safest thing to do is to just stay home. And tomorrow we'll be back here in the empty Griffith Gymnasium and bring you the Hilltopper boys versus Belen.
You have non-district contest there between the Toppers and the Eagles. So we'll check that one out. And that is, you know, obviously that'd be great to go up there to Taos and watch the girls game, but just too many X factors right now. So that is certainly the correct call. So recap the scoring real quick. We have about 3:20 until the second half starts. Only 3 Toppers getting on the score sheet here in that first half. And got to check on one. Actually, I see Gene and I actually disagree on a couple of point totals there, but we'll double check on that.
I'm sure you'll figure it out.
I have Joshua
where
Woodson.
your mistake is.
That's right. I mean, obviously, Eagle-Eye Gene there. He does not miss. He doesn't miss a beat. But
no.
So I had Josh Woodson for 12 points in that first quarter, and Nico Garcia with 9. So we're in the ballpark. So we'll figure that out here. And then Wesley Stanfield had a bucket in that first quarter. But Garcia, the only topper to score in that second quarter. So just 3 toppers getting into the scorebook there for the Tigers. A little bit better ball distribution. Anthony Padilla just lights out from 3-point land in that first half. He ended up with 14. He had 4 3-pointers, most of those from the near corner here, Gene, and those were nice looking shots. Also for the Tigers, Damon Eli finished with 7 points. He went 3 for 4 from the foul line. All of those coming late in that second quarter. And 4 points each for Elden Taurus and Nathaniel Gutierrez. So 32-23. And like we were talking about, the Tigers who got a 2-week break there. Not really the kind of break they were hoping to get, but that's what they got. Coming into this game, they have won 5 in a row and 7 of their last 8. So this is a formidable squad. Interestingly, Gene, that one of the recent losses right at the end of December to Belen, tomorrow's opponent. The Eagles got the better of them. So they won that game 57-51. That was on the 29th of December. But just one loss since that time. That was to Goddard on January the 7th at the Ruidoso Mountain Madness.
Wow. Why don't we go there?
That sounds like fun. We can hang out the Inn of the Mountain Gods.
Well, yeah, really. Take advantage of some of that madness.
That's right. So yeah, pretty solid. The Taos have been very, very good. Actually started the season off 1-2 and have been almost lights out since that time. As we are just about ready to get underway here in this second half, 32-23 ball game.
Yeah, the junior varsity game, Mike, was Hilltoppers. They were actually up 14 at half. And then they just got out hustled in the second half, no question about it. The rebounding, as Mike pointed out while we were watching, it was about 3-1 in favor of the Tiger JV. But the Hilltoppers kind of held them off, but then they were able to score with just about a second to go to put it into overtime. But the Hilltoppers ended up winning it in overtime, 59-57, and Josiah Frescas had 19 points for the Hilltoppers, and we're ready to go as Taos inbounds it. They get it into Isaiah Jontet. Jontet will get it to Anthony Padilla. Padilla over on the left wing. He's going to bring it out to Damon Eli, top of the key. So right now the Hilltoppers in a matchup zone, and they're keeping them outside. So they're going to take a shot from outside, and that's Isaiah Jontet says, okay, keep us outside. I'll take the shot. And he exactly does that. And so that's Jontet's first points in the ball game. So he starts off with a three-pointer. Joshua Woodson wanted to take the three, decided not to, gets it to Elijah Ortiz. Ortiz will hand it out to Nico Garcia in a half-court circle. Now on the dribble, bounces it over to Wesley Stanfield. Stanfield coming down the right side of the lane over to Woodson in the corner. They get it to Ryan Zeke, and Stanfield, he does a pump. That gets Anthony Padilla in the air, and then Wesley, just all he has to do is lay it in. It's 4 points in the ball game, and that makes it now it's a 35-25 ball game. Biggest lead for the Tigers in this ball game has been 11. Biggest lead for Los Alamos has been 6. Comes to Damon Eli once again. Eli holding the ball high above his head. 3-point shot is way off, but it comes off as an air ball, essentially. Missed the basket, missed the rim, missed everything, but it did skip off the glass, and that made it. And that little skip off the glass, it went right to Damon Eli. Otherwise, it was just going to fall out of bounds, but it just kissed the backboard enough to pop it over to Eli, and then Eli is fouled by Ryan Zeke. So Zeke picks up his second personal. That is the first team foul, and then Damon Eli back to the free throw line. He was 3 for 4 in the first, and he misses both. Still 35-25. 7 points for Eli in the ball game so far. Comes to Wesley Stanfield. Stanfield out near the half-court circle on the dribble, gets a screen from Elijah Ortiz, not able to do anything with it, gets it to Nico Garcia. Garcia just to the right of the key on the dribble, still on the dribble. And so Nico gets a screen from Elijah again. Comes down to Elijah. He takes the shot. His foot was on the three. It was a 2-pointer. His foot was actually on the 3-point line. And as it bounces around and pops out and out of bounds off the Hilltoppers. 5:52 to go. Isaiah Jontet gets it to Anthony Padilla. Padilla on the dribble, dishes it underneath. Wide open, Elden Taurus. Elden Taurus. And so Taurus picks up his 6th point of the ball game. All he had to do was turn around, lay it in with the left hand. Wesley Stanfield. Right now it's 37-25. 3-point shot by Nico. That's good. So just to the left of the key, Nico Garcia puts in the 3-pointer. He now has, I have him for 14 points. I don't know what Mike's got him for. Anyway, they bounce it underneath. They just a nice little pass underneath. And that one's going to go once again to Elden Taurus. And he just lays it in again.
2 easy entry passes there to Torres, and really both of those buckets were pretty much undisturbed for him.
No, not at all. It was like he was just practicing out in the gym all by himself. So taking it to the hole, Nico Garcia has his shot blocked. Rebound comes down now to Matthew Mondragon. Mondragon over to Anthony Padilla, and they get it to Damon Eli. Eli gets away with a walk, but he lays it in for 128 right now on a 13-point lead. 3-point shot from the deep corner by Joshua Woodson. Long rebound comes back to Woodson. He'll get it over to Elijah Ortiz. Ortiz will bring it back to Woodson. He'll go out near the half-court circle, now dribbling between the circles. And looking inside, gets a screen from Ryan Zeke. And I don't know, they're setting the screens and nobody does anything with them. They don't go around the screen. The screener doesn't roll off. I don't know what they're doing. And so Nico Garcia fires up a 3 all of a sudden. So he was locked and loaded on that one. So yeah, they was cocked and ready to go. And so taking the clue from Nico, Matthew Mondragon tries the same thing. His shot, 3-point shot, is off. And then we're going to have a personal foul on the rebound. That's going to go against the Tigers, I do believe. Let's see. Mark Cleland coming back into the ballgame for the Hilltoppers. Okay, that personal foul went to Isaiah Jontet. That's his second. And so that is that's only the first team foul. Shot from the corner by Nico Garcia, another 3-pointer shot from the deep corner. That one is off. Pass comes in, cutting down, quickly down the floor. They get the ball, and then heading right down the right side of the lane was Elden Taurus. And they tried to get the pass to him, and it was knocked out of bounds. Well, actually, I thought it was knocked out of bounds by the Hilltoppers, but they're going to say, what are they giving him? Why is he shooting? He wasn't shooting. Elden Taurus, they were just trying to get the pass to him and got knocked away. I don't understand what he's doing at the free throw line. He wasn't even about to shoot. Well, anyway, Taurus at the free throw line makes them both.
Unfortunate call there. Yeah, I mean, and that was a pretty touchy foul to begin with.
Well, yeah.
He had not started his shooting motion.
Not so even close.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure where the shooting foul came from.
They bounce it inside to Mark Cleland. He gets it to Nico Garcia. 3-point shot by Nico is off. Rebound comes down to Elden Taurus. He'll bounce it up the floor to Matthew Mondragon. Quickly up to Anthony Padilla. 3-point shot by Anthony, and that's good. 17 points for Padilla right now. And Benito Maes wants a timeout. And 2:54 remaining in this quarter, Mike. I mean, it's. I don't even think they're stopping the clock for anything.
Yeah, I thought there was about 4.5 minutes left. I looked up. There's less than 3.
I know.
Boy, this game is just roaring by.
I feel like we're in a running clock. So 46-28 right now. So 18-point lead for the Tigers.
No, and the Tigers are just absolutely dominating under the boards. On the Los Alamos and Los Alamos, like you said, Gene, they're just absolutely 100% in love with the 3-ball right now.
Are they ever?
And they're off. I mean, the one from Nico Garcia early in the quarter was good. Since that, they really haven't been even that close with these.
Well, Nico, he scored a 3-pointer right off the bat, and he hasn't scored one since. Well, yeah, I did score another one. So he's 2 for probably at least 12.
Yeah, but that's all. Los Alamos isn't even looking inside. They're looking.
No.
They're 100% perimeter game. Even the one Ortiz shot, the 2-pointer, that was only because his big toe was on the line.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, we're off target on threes, and Los Alamos will. That's all we're doing right now.
Bring it into Cleveland, and right backing up against Elden Taurus. So they comes out. The ball is it's a loose ball, and it's going to be picked up by Xavier Duke, and then he loses it, and then that loose ball picked up by Joshua Woodson. Woodson was fouled from behind. Nothing called. They just grabbed Gavin Coy by the arm as he started to go. And make no mistake, this has been a very, very clean ball game. There hasn't been any nobody's taken any cheap shots or anything like that. It's a very, very ball game. Ball inside to Mark Cleland. A nice entry pass that time from Joshua Woodson, and Cleveland puts it in for 2. That's his first 2 points of the ball game. 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Coming down the baseline, Mark Cleveland. Oh, come on. Beautiful block by Cleveland as trying to challenge and go up against him that time was Jonathan Evans as he tried to come down the baseline. And boy, Mark, you don't block him any cleaner than that. I mean, he didn't have to bring his arm down or anything. All he did was slap the ball out of bounds. Jonathan Evans at the free throw line has not scored. This is his first trip to the free throw line. Misses the first. So he'll shoot one more. But boy, Mark Cleveland got robbed on that one. That's his second personal. And so Evans puts in the second shot. That was a gift. 3-point shot from outside by Los Alamos. What a surprise. And so the rebound is going to come down to Anthony Padilla. They get it up to Damon Eli. Eli goes to the hole, and he lays it in for 2. He now has 11 points in the ball game, and it's a 19-point lead. Hilltoppers have only scored 7 points so far in this quarter, and we've got a minute and a half left. Up the floor it comes now, and they get it this time to Jonathan Evans. And boy, I mean, he got a pass out on top to Nate Gutierrez, and it was going into the backcourt. Nate saved it. I mean, it looked like one of those NFL things when you look to see, did the receiver step on the sideline? He couldn't have been any closer. Boy, what a move by David Eli. Wow. He had Mark Cleveland on the right side of him, so he just took a little step to the left and laid it around with a little reverse layup with the left hand.
That was nifty.
That was very nice. 51-30. Mark Cleveland tries to get it to Elijah Ortiz, overthrows him. 49 seconds. And Elijah Ortiz will check out. Roland Esch will come in the ball game. This is the first time we've seen Roland.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised. Yeah, the first time he's checking in the ball game with just under 50 seconds here in the third quarter. And I keep looking up at the time, Gene. Like, where is this quarter going?
I don't know, 40 seconds left, and trying to go down, trying to make a move underneath, and then trying to dish it underneath. It was kicked away by Gavin Coy. So the Tigers will inbound under their own basket. They lob it inside to Damon Eli. They overthrow him. Comes to Wesley Stanfield. They have a 2-on-1 up to Joshua Woodson. Great transition defense that time by the Tigers to get back. 28 seconds to go. Damon Eli is going to take it off. Wow. I mean, talk about wow. I mean, his final 2 steps must have covered at least 15 feet. My God. I mean, he started out about the free throw line, even with the free throw line, and he ended up laying it in. Wow. And a personal foul went to Mark Cleveland. And they're going to say that's his second. I've got him for 3.
Yeah, that should be his third.
Yes. I give up. So anyway, they're going to call the foul actually on Ryan Zeke, and he has 3. And David Eli, who scored the basket, is at the free throw line shooting 1, and so does not convert the 3-point play. Gavin Coy, nice move down the baseline, rolls around and comes off. He was robbed. 10 seconds to go in the quarter. 53-30. Going to bring it to the right side. Inside it once it goes to Eli. Eli's going to dish it out onto the baseline. Shot taken on the baseline this time by Robert Gersten. That's off, and that'll bring the quarter to an end as the Hilltoppers find themselves down 53-30. Wow. And as the Tigers came up with 21 points in that quarter, Mike, and we came up with 7. Wow. Well, I would say that Taos won that quarter.
Taos, pretty decent quarter for the Tigers there. And wow, when Damon Eli just he just went to town there toward the end of that third quarter, and had 4 straight buckets there, and a couple of 3-pointers on top of that. Anthony Padilla just took 1 shot in that entire quarter and buried it from 3-point lane. He's got 17 points for the Toppers. Just buckets from Stanfield and Mark Cleveland, an early 3-pointer from Nico Garcia, and that was about it. But the Toppers, like I said, Gene, just they are absolutely in love with those shots from the perimeter right now, and had a couple of near misses, but other than that, they've been pretty well off. But just a couple of passes into Cleveland when he was in there trying to get the ball inside. Other than that, it's been 100% from the arc.
Interestingly enough, Mike, the Tigers are 9 for 13 from the free throw line. The Hilltoppers have not shot a free throw.
Unbelievable
in this ball game. And
the officiating's been fine.
Yes, it has, and yes, it has. The Tigers have picked up 3 team fouls in this ball game, total in 3 quarters. So the pass goes to Isaiah Jean-Ted over in the deep corner on the left side. And we're going to have a reach-in foul, and that one is going to go to Roland Esch. So he gets in the scorebook at least. so they just bounce it inside to Damon Eli. And Eli just going crazy right now as he drops that one in. So they'll bring it over now to Ryan Zeke out on top to Roland Esch. Esch will bring it to the right side to Josiah Frescas, who has just checked in the ball game. Josiah on the dribble, picks up his dribble underneath to Gavin Coy, and Coy's shot is off. And so they're going to say that trying to grab the ball that time was Isaiah Chantat, and his foot was out of bounds. So when he touched the ball, he was out of bounds. And so a 3-point shot taken by Josiah Frescas. Josiah not wasting any time getting into the 3-ring circus. And so pass inside, knocked away by Gavin Coy.
Toppers with the ball here, 55-30, 6:45 remaining. A short shot there from Esch is off. Rebound to the Tigers. Bringing up the floor, Isaiah Gentet. Gentet looking in the corner for Padilla. Padilla another one, and he hits yet again from 3-point range. That is 20 points for Anthony Padilla. He's only shot twice in this second half, and they both have been 3-pointers, and he has nailed both of them. Timeout on the floor, 6:23 remaining, 58-30 ball game in favor of the Taos Tigers. Boy, this has been an impressive second half for the Tigers. Just offensively, they're doing just about everything they want to right now.
Yeah, they just, they're just out there having a lot of fun with. It's kind of like a scrimmage. It's just, they're totally relaxed, and they are totally in control. And Los Alamos is still relying on that 3-point shot. I think that shot by Gavin Coy was the first time we've seen somebody try to shoot one into the basket in a long time. They're going to get it now to Roland Esch. Roland Esch on the free throw line. Gets it to Wesley Stanfield. Stanfield in the lane. Has to get out of there. 3 seconds. Oh, Owen Geiger. We haven't seen Owen in the ball game either. So Owen comes into the ball game, and we're going to have a reach-in foul go to Isaiah Jean-Tet. So Isaiah is going to pick up.
I think that's his third.
Should be his third, yes. So the Hilltoppers will inbound it. That's only the 3rd team foul. 3-point shot taken by Wesley Stanfield from the deep corner on the right side. Let's see, we have so far in this ball game, we have 5 team fouls called on Taos in the entire ball game.
Wow.
58-30, 28-point lead right now for the Tigers. Have pretty well dominated the last 3. Well, they started in the second quarter. Comes now to Anthony Padilla. Padilla has been, they bounce it all the way across the floor to Isaiah Jean-Tet. I don't know how they did that. They bounced it right through the zone. So they get it underneath, and boy, a nice little turnaround jump shot by Anthony Padilla. He finally, That's his second two of the ball game. All the rest have been threes. 5 minutes to go here in this in regulation. I don't think we have to worry about the in the fourth quarter, actually. Owen Geiger gets it out to Wesley Stanfield in the half court circle. He's going to bring it to the left side. Gavin Coy, 3-point shot. That is off. Okay, whose turn is it to shoot the three? They got a pat, they have to, has to be equal. We need equity here. Inside it comes. That's the Elden Taurus.
Gee whiz.
Taurus.
What a drop step there by Torres, and the toppers can't even slow that down. We've seen that a couple of times out of Eldon, and he's just, if he gets the ball in that low block and he does that little drop step, I mean, toppers can't even challenge that.
They only have 3 players on the floor right now. Let's see. Okay, now we have 5. The players on the floor had to actually signal to the bench that we need more players. Oh my golly. Shot taken by the Tigers is off. Rebound comes down now to Wesley Stanfield. And we had a wholesale substitution almost in a way, because had all kinds of players walking off the floor and but nobody walking back on the floor. So we'll set the offense for it, and we get a chance at Wesley Stanfield along with Nico Garcia. Wesley's going to take it down the linkage to Joshua Woodson. He puts up the 3, and that's good. So Joshua Woodson picks up his third 3-pointer of the ball game. Inside it comes now to Xavier Duke, a little short jumper with no arch on it whatsoever. And a rebound lost out of bounds by Jonathan Evans. 3:34 to go. God. That clock must be fast or something, because it sure is roaring along. They get it now to Isaiah Ortiz. His shot from the free throw line is off. They bring it now to Nico Garcia. His 3-point shot is off. Rebound comes down now to Jonathan Evans. Evans will bring it up for the Tigers across the timeline. Going to hand it over now, and he gets it. So Evans has the ball knocked away from him. Joshua Woodson chasing it down, and then the battle for it is Robert Gersten, and Gersten is able to finally pick up the loose ball, gets it underneath, and a little circus shot this time by Dominic Silius. And boy, he just went up in the air and put both feet up in the air, the way they used to pull both feet up into pull their knees up, and then he did just a little pump shot, and then used to see that a lot in the 50s. And so anyway, he put it in. So Silius picks up the 2 points and makes it, and 64-33, unbelievable. And right now we have Nico Garcia at the free throw line for Los Alamos as he was fouled. And that, Mike, is the first free throw of this ball game for the Hilltoppers. And Nico misses the first one. And that personal foul, by the way, went to Dominic Silius, his first. And that is only the fourth team foul on the Tigers. 64-33 as Nico makes the second one. 2 minutes and 15 seconds to go. Pass comes inside to, right down the middle of the lane with an easy shot that time. And Nate Gutierrez hits the back of the iron and pops out, comes to Wesley Stanfield. He starts to go with a 3, pulls up from the free throw line, 15-foot jump shot that time by Wesley Stanfield. That's his 6th point in the ball game. And so out on top, it comes now to Nate Gutierrez, and cutting down the lane, battle for the rebound underneath. And that is won by Dominic Silius, and he goes back up. And Silius, a 6'1" senior, will go to the free throw line. 1:37 remaining, 64-33. 6, and that personal foul went to Samuel to Owen Geiger. Owen picks up his first personal. That is the 6th team foul in Los Alamos in this half. Shooting foul, and at the free throw line, did he make them both? Made one.
He made one. Yes.
Yes. Silius is 1 for 2 from the line. Long 3-point shot by Joshua Woodson from the deep corner on the left side. Keep shooting those threes, guys. Okay, here comes Nico Garcia. He's gonna, boy, nice. Coming in from the left side and coming in from the right side, Wesley Stanfield, and a beautiful pass off from Nico over to Stanfield, and he lays it in for 2. He now has 8 points and 60 seconds to go. 3-point shot from way outside is taken this time by Giovanni Valera. Rebound comes down to the Tigers. Let's see what they're going to call. They're just going to simply say it was knocked out of bounds by Los Alamos.
Yeah, good enough. Gene, I just realized we're under a minute left. We have 4 of our 5 starters out on the floor in a almost 30-point game.
Yeah, they need that 3-point shooting experience.
I guess so. But four of the 5 gentlemen out there, only Owen Geiger coming off the bench right now.
Unbelievable.
And
So
then
3-point shot up and in by Giovanni Valera, the sophomore. And he just checked into the ball game moments ago.
So he was robbed. They only gave him a 2.
Is that right?
He was robbed.
Yeah, he was.
That was clearly a 3.
Yeah, who scored for us? And just now.
Excellent question. I guess we'll have to figure that out in a minute here.
So the ball is loose. Owen Geiger picks it up, gets it to Nico Garcia. Garcia pulls up 15-foot little floater. Rebound comes down to Robert Gersten. Gersten will just dribble it up the floor and let the clock run out. 67-41. So the Hilltoppers go down to the Tigers. So 26-point differential here, and the Hilltoppers coming up with 11 in the final quarter, and the Tigers coming up with 14. So score by quarters was a 21-19 in favor of the Tigers, 11-4 in the second, 21-7 in the third, and 14-11 in the fourth. So anyway,
wow, just about midway through the second quarter, Gene, this is a 1-point ball game, and since that time, the Tigers just absolutely took off. Really dominant down the stretch in that second quarter. Topper just could not get anything going on offense, and then just absolutely, it was 100% Taos in that third quarter, and Topper just absolutely had no answer on either end of the court in that third quarter, and that's really when the Tigers took off, and that was about it. They're just that was a dominant about a quarter and a half performance there by the Tigers. Topper just had absolutely no answer. Unfortunately, as we saw, the Toppers they were locked and loaded from 3-point range, but just could not find that range throughout the second half, and just didn't have much to show for it. Tigers did very, very well on the boards and were able to convert those on the other end. I mean, that's all there was to it.
Yeah, there really was. And so I don't know, you got some quick scoring here? Or?
Well, unfortunately, we missed that last basket, so we'll and then Gene's always right. I don't even know why he's asking me, but so I ended up Nico Garcia. I had him with 13 for the ball game, and I had Joshua Woodson for 15. Gene and I do not agree on that. And then Wesley Stanfield had 8 points for Los Alamos. Mark Leland, the only other Topper to score. he had a bucket in the third quarter for the Taos Tigers. How about Anthony Padilla tonight? 22 points and 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 3-pointers for Mr. Padilla. Just red hot, and he didn't even shoot that much in the second half, but he was lights out. And then Damon Eli, and we have seen him in football, and we've seen him last, in basketball in seasons past. He is just an outstanding athlete. He is a big body too, big strong kid. He had, I had him for 17, so. Very, very impressive showing for Mr. Eli, and we get to deal with him next year too, Gene. Hardly wait for that. So 17 for Damon Eli. Nice game for Elden Taurus as well. He ended up with 12. So Taos Tiger big man, really very impressive and very athletic. Sometimes you get big guys that aren't super, super athletic. These guys, they ran the floor very well. Elden Taurus has just great footwork down low. And then David Eli, boy, he made a couple of really, really tough shots, made a couple of drives to the basket that were very impressive. So these guys are very, very athletic. So Tigers were tonight, at least, Gene, just about everything they were cracked up to be. So that was a very impressive win for the Taos Tigers. Toppers dropped to 8 wins and 9 losses on the season. They are now 0-2 in district play, and that was the first victory of that was the first game of the district season for the Tigers. They are 15-4 and 1-0 in district. So that Tiger Espanola Valley Sun Devil matchup this year in district, that's gonna be something else.
Yeah, and of course it's also the final game of the district is going to be Taos at Espanola, so that should be a wild night over there.
Yeah, I don't know. The fans are just so subdued there, Gene. I just don't know. It's going to be kind of dull.
Yeah, they just can't get into it. They just anyway. So final score is 67-41. I want to thank Carol Clark and John McHale and Nate Limbach for putting this whole thing together. We want to really thank Carol and the Los Alamos Daily Post for making it possible for us to bring you these ball games. And we want to thank the fire department and the police department, the fine gentlemen of both of those departments that keep this community safe all the time. And so we'll be back on the air tomorrow night at approximately 7:00 for the Hilltoppers versus Berlin. We're going to have to stay home with everything going on in the world right now. We're staying home. So anyway, final score 67-41. So have a great evening, everybody, and you can make it a better evening and a better tomorrow. All you got to do is put a little love in your heart. Don't forget to hug that penguin, but the most important thing you can always do is just be excellent to each other. And night, sweetie pie. The Tigers are way too much for us, honey. I miss you, sweetie. Bye-bye, everybody.
Hello, I'm Commander Oliver Morris with the Los Alamos Police Department. It's an exciting time to live in Los Alamos. With the increase in hiring at the lab, we've seen more motorists and visitors come to Los Alamos. But with that, we've also seen an increase in traffic. And with traffic, we also get calls of distracted driving, speeding, and sometimes aggressive driving. Please join me in reducing these calls. Our officers are going to be out in force looking for these types of driving behavior. If you see something, please call us at our non-emergency line or our emergency line. We appreciate your partnership in helping keep our community safe, and thank you.
Hi, I'm Troy Hughes with Los Alamos Fire Department, reminding you that fall's upon us and winter's soon coming, so we'll start using our appliances more, like our furnace, our fireplaces. Make sure you get those appliances checked by a certified technician, especially the fireplaces. Make sure you've got a good chimney sweep, get that thing good and clean and ready to burn, and make sure you have a good working CO detector and smoke alarm in your home if you're going to use those appliances.